Judges 14:18. And he said to them, if you had not plowed with my heifer, if you didn't do this, you would not have solved my riddle. You wouldn't have gotten an answer. So I think that's a female cow, a heifer. Then the Spirit of the Lord, if you hadn't messed with my woman, you would not have solved the answer. Samson and the Philistines. Hey. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon him mightily, the Spirit of the Lord on Samson, and he went down to Ashkelon. And he said to them, if you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle. Then the Spirit of the Lord came down on him mightily, and he went down to Ashkelon, Judges 14:19, and killed 30 of their men. Samson killed 30 Philistines, took their apparel, and gave the change of clothing to those who had explained the riddle. Samson gave the clothes to the Philistines who had solved the riddle. So he killed the Philistines, killed 30 of their men, and then gave the clothing to the men who explained the riddle. So his anger was aroused. He killed 30 of their men, took their apparel, and gave the changes of clothing to those who had explained the riddle. So his anger was aroused. Okay, it's going to get ugly. Just let me warn you. Judges 14:19. And he went back up to his father's house. Samson returned to his dad's house. And Samson's wife was given to his companion. Samson's wife given to his friend, who had been his best man. Samson's best man at his wedding. He stood up for him. And he went back up to his father's house, and Samson's wife was given to his companion, who had been his best man. So like a divorce. Samson, his wife, the wife goes to Samson's friend. How would that make you feel? Judges 15:1. After a while, in the time of wheat harvest, time to collect the wheat, it happened that Samson visited his wife with a young goat, and he said, let me go into my wife, into her room. Let me go into my wife's bedroom. But her father would not permit him to go in. No. After a while, in the time of wheat harvest, it happened that Samson visited his wife with a young goat, maybe saying sorry, and said, let me go into my wife, into her room. Or maybe saying, I forgive you. I don't know. Judges 15:2. Her father said, I really thought that you thoroughly hated her. Samson's father-in-law thought this. Samson, I hate my wife. Samson hate his wife? Therefore, I gave her to your companion. So Samson's wife given to Samson's friend. Is not her younger sister better than she? Younger sister better than the older sister. You can have the younger sister. Please take her instead. Take my younger daughter. Oh my goodness. Samson's sister-in-law and father-in-law. You can't have my daughter, so you can take her sister. Her father said, I really thought that you had thoroughly hated her. Therefore, I gave her to your companion. Is not her younger sister better than she? Please take her instead. Judges says, what's Samson going to do? Judges 15:3, and Samson said to them, this time I shall be blameless regarding the Philistines if I harm them. No blame on Samson. Then Samson went and caught 300 foxes. 300 foxes caught. And he took torches, like big candles or big sticks with fire on them. Put the foxes tail to tail and put a torch between each pair of tails. When he had set the torches on fire, he let the foxes go. Go. And Samson said to them, this time I shall be blameless regarding the Philistines if I harm them. Then Samson went and caught 300 foxes, and he took torches, put the foxes tail to tail, and put a torch between each pair of tails. When he set the torches on fire, he let the foxes go. Judges 15:5, he let the foxes go into the standing grain of the Philistines and burned up both the shocks. I think it's the grain gathered together is called a shock. And the standing grain, as well as the vineyard. So he burned the shocks, the standing grain, as well as the vineyards and olive groves. So there's the foxes with the torches. That's smoke above everything. He burned the standing grain, the shocks, the vineyards, and the olive groves or orchards. He let the fox into the standing grain of the Philistines and burned both the shocks and the standing grain as well as the vineyards and olive groves.